Hello everyone, it's me Mufti and welcome to another Mufti Adventures video. We're heading to Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark, and so let's carry on and see how we do. Right, so guys, as you can see, we're currently here in Gatwick Airport, making our way to Copenhagen City, and so join us on the other side. So we're just walking towards the gate now, gate 565 for the flight to Copenhagen, and Mr. Hayes over here is ready for the flight, ready to get on board?
Not really.
Not really? Well, we'll take it as it comes. Folks, we are now boarding the aircraft. Here we go to Copenhagen. Let's go. Look, this is speedy board. We're so speedy boarding, aren't we? There we go. Just behind them. There you can see the gateway of entrance to the flight. There we go. We are in the aircraft now. There's our seat. Right, here you go guys, as you can see we have landed. There we are.
This could be any old airport, man. Come on.
Don't listen to him. We're here, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
Guys, we're not in Denmark. We just circled the UK.
We just circled the UK. Yeah, we're back at Stadsted. We mean Gatwick, he meant. There you go. There's Hayes coming off the plane. Oh, look at him, bro. I know, he's on Speedy Gonzales mode. Time to get to passport control as quickly as possible because we're worried about the huge queue. So we've got to get as fast as possible. Let's go. And here's inside the Copenhagen airport as we make our way to control. Right, so we just made it through immigration and now we are basically trying to find our way to the hotel some way or another to Copenhagen. But here you go, here is the outside bit of the airport. So basically guys, we are just waiting for the train now. You can hear the railway noise. There's a train, cargo train.
Well, you'll see something like that.
Fair enough, fair enough. What do you call trains in Danish then, Hayes?
Togs.
Togs.
Yeah.
Togs. So we'll remember that, togs. This is our tog. Right, we've made it to Copenhagen Station and there's a train we've come out of and now we're making it to the hotel and here's the main station. Hello everyone, it's me Mufti and we're here on the Mufti Adventures video log. We're going to visit the city of Copenhagen on our walking and canal tour today. And here's our guide. Hello, you're right. And of course we've got obviously Hayes, James and Anne as well who are accompanying. And so let's carry on and see how we do.
As you probably realized, you're in the Central Station. It's being modernized now, but it's been here for quite a while, since 1847. This one is the third one, it's from 1911. And you can tell by the wooden arches and the special windows with all those different flags, or what you call it in English, shields. Yeah. So of course, it was also meant to be built in a little traditional style. The funny thing about it is that at that period of time, a lot of the stations, train stations in Copenhagen area, was built like this. You can imagine that they were expanding the whole train system at that time, at the beginning of the 20th century.
So guys, as you saw, we were just going through the station, and of course that station is basically like a London Victoria. So every pretty much is like a hub of all the trains across the country, and I'm sure near to maybe Sweden as well, possibly passing through that area as well. So now we're just making our way in this walking tour as we move to the next part of the attraction.
Now you talked about the Central Station making you think of a church. This might make you think of an ancient temple or something like that. They have Egyptian artifacts in there, but they also have modern art. So it's an art museum and history.
Hey travelers, travel fans, and of course travel vloggers, I hope you're enjoying this video. Please do take a moment to obviously like the video, and if you haven't already done so, please do share this video with your fellow travelers and friends and family. And of course guys, if you haven't already done so, please do subscribe to Mufti Whitey Adventures and do hit the bell icon. That would be really appreciated so I can share more of my travels and adventures with you. There's that statue there.
But as you can see, it's also like the Glyptothek here. We have Dante Square over there. We have the Scientific Society. So it's like the classical arts and science we have collected here. Also, you're looking at Hans Christian Andersen's Boulevard, and we have City Hall over there. That's the building is City Hall, and that is inspired by also an Italian building, City Hall in Siena in Italy. It is one of the public buildings in Copenhagen that I actually like. You decide for yourself. Go up in the tower if you feel like it for one day. Then you can. But what you see, this is quite central. We'll have Tivoli, City Hall.
So guys, this is the roller coaster in Copenhagen, and Mr. Hayes London was saying he wanted to go on one of these.
And this used to be a beautiful square. Now it's a building lot because they're building an underground parking lot. And that means that it will be very busy with two small houses and elevators to take cars underground, and of course, being so central, a lot of cars will come here.
So no wonder it's flipping it off.
The citizens living around here, we get just what do you call the local inhabitants?
Yeah.
The locals, they actually paid a sculptor to do this statue.
Traditional museum over here, 18th century. This is the Parliament building.
This is Christianborg, and this building houses Parliament, government, and Supreme Court.
Okay.
It was finished in 1928.
1928.
If you look closely, you can see that there are people inside the tower right now. That is because you can visit the tower. And they say they have a nice restaurant. I have never been there, but it's worth a try.
Ideas, yeah?
This is the Church of Christianborg.
And that's the one that's in use now.
It's in use now, but not to the public, but for the king and the king's family and the politicians they visit.
This is the main entrance for the members of Parliament.
This is the garden of the Royal Library. Bibliothek.
Oh, bibliothèque, like in French, bibliothèque.
Yes, probably.
Yeah,
Yes. And heaven means garden.
Ah.
So you see over there that neoclassical building. Now it's like
This
we're
is the
touching
Royal
on an
Library
architecture
garden.
theme. Seems like all the buildings that I'm showing you has a tendency to look a little bit oldish. This one is from the late 19th century.
So this is the garden of the Royal Library. As you can see, we've got the fountain in front of us. That is pure brass, as James says. All the information about the garden of the Royal Library and the very legendary 1867. You can also appreciate the beautiful flowers and plantations around the Royal Library garden. You can see the tulip, these lovely different coloured array of flowers overlooking the Royal Library itself. Very beautiful indeed, and I'm sure you guys find that beautiful as well. Let's go. And as you pass, this is the other side view. Beautiful goldfishes you can see.
This is Søren Kierkegaard, or well, a statue of him.
Yes.
I was just yesterday at his graveside, which is out on the part of Copenhagen called Nørrebro, where we have a large cemetery where most of the famous Danes are buried. He didn't get to be very old, actually, just about 42 years old. So sadly, he was sick in the end and he was depressed. But during his short life, he wrote a lot of books and shorter manuscripts.
What was his sort of specialty? Which subject did he specialize in?
Philosophy.
Philosophy, right.
He was starting the philosophy of existentialism. And what is human existence? That was his question, and he might not have answered, but he tried, and thereby he inspired later philosophers.
And I'm sure a lot of his work that he did must be influenced a lot in the Danish parliament nowadays, isn't it? A lot of what he kind of built the foundations.
Not for parliament.
Not for parliament, no.
No, but it was a time when democracy was installed in Denmark, actually.
Okay.
And it was a time where a lot of the foundations of modern Danish culture were started, because we had Kierkegaard, we had the priest and writer called Grundtvig, and we also had Hans Christian Andersen, who, by the way, was not a good friend of Søren Kierkegaard. They didn't like each other.
Didn't like each other.
No, because Kierkegaard found that Hans Christian Andersen was just writing not too serious stuff, but just fairy tales.
Fairy tale, fair enough.
And of course, probably he did not understand that they could be serious as well.
What's the significance of the fountain? What's the significance of the fountain?
Oh, it's relatively new. It's been here for 10, 20 years, but some of it is inspired by the Viking architecture.
It's called the Black Diamond Building. This is like your main theatre sort of thing? Is it like a business building? What is this used for?
No, it's the Royal Library.
Royal Library, oh, right.
So you thought maybe it was a different thing, but actually the
part
Royal
together.
Library are both the old building
and this is the
and
new
one.
building. Oh, so it's like a generation of two. Ah, there you go. So this is the sort of the newer part of the Royal Library. You would have thought it might have been a business building, but no, it's not. There you go. Overlooking the lovely canal over there. Right, and you know Mufti and his statues, and this is the one of the mermaid right here. This mermaid's gonna mermaid herself to a Shundo Mewtwo, probably. You know, guys, take the joke. And there she is. So you can see there's the War Museum here on the right, probably similar to the Imperial War Museum in London.
So when this harbour was opened up so that so the public could walk here, this statue was made. And I believe it is something about, screws and screwdrivers. You said that different kinds of that and different kinds of tools. Maybe a better word.
Ah, nice.
It's supposed to be a multifunctional building with apartments and a gym and an architecture center.
Oh wow, very nice.
Companies having offices there.
So what was the debate going on about it?
Should it be built or is it really too ugly?
It reminds me of modern futuristic.
So this is the boat we're going to be going on shortly for the Canal Tour. This is another bicycle bridge, fantastic.
And it was And that used to be the stock exchange.
That used to be the stock exchange, yeah?
For 400 years we had a beautiful tower there. It was made out of snakes or drakes, 4 snakes filtering their tails into each other. And it was also built by Christian IV. But after 400 years somebody forgot to shut off some power, did something wrong with the cable or anything when they rebuilt it, and then fire broke out and it burned down to the ground. So now they're trying to rebuild it. It used to be where the heavy industry was placed. Now that all this industry has been replaced by modern buildings, the water in the harbor is also turned blue.
There's a warship down there.
Somebody was asking about the colored buildings. So that's where it is. This is called Nyhavn, meaning new harbor. When it was built in the started in the 1670s, it was new. Now this is the Danish Opera House.
This is the Danish Opera House?
It was paid for by the owner, or well, at that time the CEO of Maersk, the shipping company Maersk. He was called himself Maersk McKinney Møller.
Oh,
And
okay.
when he was getting old, he wanted to give some of his wealth back to Denmark, maybe also something to be remembered by. And he paid for this whole opera house, which of course you might guess was extremely expensive.
Yes. Right, we're entering the military space now. You can see all the warship on. That is the royal ship. There you go. And this carries the royal family all around Denmark.
And we have a statue here of a woman, and we'll see another statue of another woman. But which one is the Little Mermaid? That's the quiz.
This one. I know the question has to be difficult. It's not going to be obvious. So something that doesn't look like a mermaid is a mermaid. We're digging up the island from Sweden and bringing it to Denmark, yeah?
Yes.
Ah.
So it's also about a myth about somebody tricking the Swedish king. Him saying, yeah, you can go plow. How much land can a woman plow in one night?
Anglican Church of
The British
Copenhagen.
church. So it's supposed to be made out of, well, it's not supposed to, I think it is made out of material from England.
Right, and there's the warship itself. There we go. Right, so as you can see guys, here is the statue of the mermaid behind me, and I'm giving it a little wave. And this is the epicenter of one of the major tourist spots here in Copenhagen. There you go. But what's the sort of the design? Where does that origin from? So this design of the red.
First of all, the first citadel was built in the 1600s, but then it was made stronger in the late 1600s, 1670 something, by the King Christian V. And the red houses we see here were meant to be soldiers' barracks, housing a lot of soldiers, so that from here you could defend Copenhagen and then again Denmark and the king against an attack from what would probably be Sweden at that time. Because at that time in the 1600s, 1700s, Denmark and Sweden was competing about being the regional power.
Yeah, dominant force.
The dominant force
Yes.
in Scandinavia.
Yeah.
And Denmark was actually conquered by Sweden. But thanks to UK, because and a little bit Holland also, they were the real powers in Europe at that time.
Of course.
So they said, by the way, I'm sorry we didn't told you earlier, but now that you've conquered the whole of Denmark, we realize that if you stay there, you'll have control of the whole Baltic Sea and the entrance to the Baltic Sea, which we called Øresund, meaning... Yes. So they didn't, trading nations like Holland and England, they didn't want their trade to be disturbed. So they said to the Swedish king, you can't have Denmark, you must go home. And as they had said earlier to the Danish king, and they would say later also, you can't have Sweden, you have to go home. So they didn't want one power controlling the entrance to the Baltic Sea. And that's why Denmark some say we defended ourselves against the Swedish army, we did. But I think also it meant it was of great importance that the superpowers at that time in Europe said, Sweden, you must go home. So that's why Denmark was allowed to still exist as a kingdom. This was also part of the military complex here.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what this was, but as you see,
1725.
yes, as I told you, it was
Almost as old as me.
no, but this was built a little later than this version of the citadel. But that was because it was used for the army through up until now, and actually it's still a military area. 16th and 17th century.
Allow you to watch all around.
Yes, they would build fortifications like that, even in that specific format as a start. And the walls or the ramparts would be very thick. And that was because of that time recent invention, namely the cannon. Gunpowder would bring more and more brought into use. And of course you would at that time also develop new technology, and the cannons got stronger and stronger, and you would have to build your walls or your ramparts as here thicker and thicker. So that's also an example of how this weapon technology has an effect on everybody, of how you build your structures and your fortification and your defense against your enemies.
Right, so as you can see on the left hand side we have got some bunkers here which were used during the World War II when the British attacked the Germans that were occupying in Denmark. There you go. You're a sort of hiding place. I don't think we'll find any Pokemon bits and pieces in there, will we? Yo, we have got some swans. Let's go. There's the swans. There is the swans, folks. They're so cute.
It's a Valkyrie. Yeah, that was the female warriors in the Viking mythology. They would ride on flying horses, coming to battles, fighting, but also picking up the dead fighters in the battlefield, bringing them to Valhalla, and they could live eternally, fighting, drinking, eating, fighting, drinking, eating all the time until Ragnarok, which is a version of the Dutch Judgment Day, when they would fight against yet a kind of trolls living in what is known as Utgård, another part of the world. The Valkyries was quite important because they would collect warriors for Valhalla and for Odin, the god king in the Viking mythology.
What building is this one on the right?
That's the Russian church.
Russian church,
Yeah.
Okay. Very lovely architecture, as you can see. There you go. Here's the cathedral here.
Of course, it's way smaller, and it's also Protestant. It's not Catholic at all. It's a regular Danish church. They have church services like any other Danish church and under the same religious rule. But it was just built as a part of this neighborhood called the city of Frederiks, named after the king at the time, Frederick. Probably Frederick, yeah.
Frederick, yeah?
Fifth, I believe.
Fifth? Okay.
Yeah. You know how it goes with some public buildings, they get too expensive, and this one was such a building, so it actually waited 100 years to be finished. It was started when this whole neighborhood was started in the 18th century, in the middle, like 750 or something. But then they had to stop it because they ran out of material, they ran out of money. But in the late 19th century, a great company owner and financial advisor and investor called C.F. Tietgen He was one of the very important persons in Denmark during the Industrial Revolution. Now he paid for the church to be finished, finally after 100 years. Norway was actually under the Danish king. Now they were freed from Denmark, or well, whatever you call it, they were independent from Denmark.
Imperialist.
Yes, you could call imperialist.
Republican. Yes. This is the King's Palace. All the four corners. As you can see in this palace here, there used to be someone, they're not anymore. Who lives in which quarter of the palace? The king is in that one, is it?
Yes.
That's the king.
And we have time to go closer because...
And then this one here, the second one?
That one is the Crown Princess.
Crown Princess, okay.
Yeah, and right now he's doing military service. He's 21 years old.
21, okay.
And therefore he doesn't live there, but when he settles down, he will take over that palace.
Okay, and then this one here?
That is for representation.
Representation.
You can see the curtains are down. Nobody lives there right now.
Okay.
How much would it cost to buy that place?
Ask them. Now,
I'll find a real estate agent.
Is this one also for representation?
That is for Princess Benedict.
Princess Benedict.
She was married to a German nobleman and has lived most of her life in Germany. But when he died, she decided to move back to Denmark. Wow. And she was given that palace. That was quite a historical moment, and the whole square in front of Christianborg was filled with people. We couldn't get even close. We couldn't get close at all.
You'd have to have been there like proper early hours of the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, we watched the king and the prime minister, and after that the queen came out on the balcony and their kids also.
So who's this statue here then?
That is Frederick V, and that is because he was the king when this neighborhood, this new part of the city was being built.
Here's the changing of the guard. Alright folks, before we end the video today, let's give a huge thanks to our guide. Hello, there you go.
Hello.
What was your name?
Morden.
Morden, so give a thanks to Morden, and obviously, thank you. And obviously, what's your tour company?
Go Like a Local.
Go Like a Local, do check them out. Alright, thank you very much. Alright guys, so that brings an end to this Mufti Adventures video log here in Copenhagen, Denmark. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already done so, please do like the video and make sure you subscribe to Mufti YT Adventures, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace and take care.